Today, we are looking at the 2022 Hasbro Marvel Legends Cyclops from the X-Men Animated Series VHS line. He is the final action figure for this particular VHS line. He comes in this packaging with art based on the animated series, and on the back we can see a product shot and a short bio read-up. In terms of this particular box, it is badly dented from Hasbro Pulse, so that's what I got. I was not expecting to review this particular figure, but here we are. A big thank you to Rambling Rob for my new intro. I find his channel very helpful, especially in terms of the reading order of comic book events. Please check out his channel and subscribe. Out of the packaging, here we have Cyclops and his accessories. He comes with a pair of open palm alternate hands and one visor button pressing hand. This figure is a return item from a customer who got it from our shop. As you can see here, the visor is not proportional in terms of the size of the opening. You can see on one side it's very slim, on the other side it's a bit huge gap. In terms of the cell shading, on the side you can see some cell shading, a straight line from the visor to the arms, and on one side of his underwear. I really don't like this design in terms of putting a cell shading on the underwear. It doesn't look good, to be honest. And you can see some cell shading on the legs as well. On the bands, these bands are now glued on or sculpted into the mold, so they won't fall off like the old Cyclops one. On the back, you can see here there is no cell shading, so it's just a plain blue plastic and a yellow plastic for some of his costume. Only the belt is the separate piece. A big improvement that Hasbro did is with his vertical straps on the torso. As you can see, when he crunched backwards, the straps does not like bend forward. It hides inside his torso, and on the back the straps extend inward, so it feels like a seamless, so it's not ugly to look at anymore. And here, in terms of the straps that are glued on his legs, you can see that when you swivel it around, the cell shading gets misaligned. This is the same problem that I saw with Morph, so when you move it around, the cell shading will misalign. I guess that's the problem with adding this particular detail of cell shading. For Cyclops, it is not that obvious because the character is predominantly blue or dark blue in color, so the cell shading detail somewhat blends in with the rest of his body. Here is the photo provided by the customer before he returned the defective product. After submerging the action figure for about a minute in boiling water, I managed to open up the visor, but it did cause some scratches on the red paint, so I had to repaint a part of it. Now, looking at it side by side with the Love Triangle Cyclops action figure, the visor of this one is not that thick in terms of size of material. It's like this new one is a bit swollen. You can see how it separates from the face of Cyclops compared to the other one, which is a bit slim. I don't understand why Hasbro needed to use some tooling budget to replace the Love Triangle visor with this new one. Probably because it's supposed to match the animated series, but the visor is very prominent that it separates itself completely. This action figure is Cyclops from Earth 92131, which is X-Men Animated Series universe. His superpower or mutant power is he can fire optic blasts from his eyes. Again, Hasbro did a great job illustrating it in the packaging, but there is nothing in terms of accessories to represent his mutant power. Luckily, Slide Effects made a optic blast set, 4 pieces. Here is the first piece wherein he is about to fire his optic blast. Here's another one wherein it's just glowing. The Slide Effects fits perfectly like a shoe for this figure because I submerged the figure in boiling water. I heard some people had a hard time attaching the effect pieces because it doesn't fit nicely to the new Cyclops visor, but after you soften the plastic, it just fits really well. And the nice thing is it doesn't easily fall down. It's tightly attached to the head of the figure. Out of the packaging, the figure comes with a pair of closed fist hands. The straps on the wrist are removable pieces, so be careful because it can fall off. And it's very obvious in terms of the hands, it is separate. So you can see the blue still there between the hands and his wrist. He comes with a pair of open palm hands with a different mode for each hand. And finally, he comes with a visor pressing hand. It is a right hand. So that is the only accessories this figure comes with. He stands 16 centimeters or 6.3 inches tall. According to the info trading card, he is 6 feet 3 inches tall, which is just right for this figure. Here he is besides the love triangles, Wolverine, and we have Forge. Next we have Marvel Legends figures Jubilee, missing her bubblegum, and Rogue. Next we have with his brothers Havoc and Vulcan. As you can see, this is the same body mold between Cyclops and Vulcan. Here he is besides the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man and Spinneret. Here he is besides the Toys R Us exclusive Phoenix, and we have Mr. Sinister. Next we have some animated series figures, Mystique and Morph. Next we have some animated series Apocalypse, and we have Omega Red. Again with his brother Havoc from the X Factor days of the 90s and with Polaris. Next, some 7-inch scale size comparison with Juggernaut and Sabretooth and Colossus. Next up, we have some 90s MAFEX Medicom toys, X-Men. We have Psylocke, Wolverine, and Gambit. Here we can see besides Psylocke, the height is just right. Also besides Wolverine, so he still needs to look down to look to Wolverine. Next we have him besides the Hasbro Marvel Legends Love Triangle 3-pack Cyclops and Jean Grey. Now we have the counterparts from the MAFEX toy line. We have again Cyclops and Jean Grey. For a comparison between the Medicom Toys MAFEX Cyclops and the Hasbro Marvel Legends Cyclops, in terms of hands, it's almost the same in number. The Hasbro is missing one optic blast pointing hand. In terms of alternate heads, MAFEX has a lot, including an unmasked one, and it allows you to show Cyclops with his mutant power, optic blast. In terms of height, they are not that far side by side. For the MAFEX, you can see that it is metallic blue paint. It's very shiny compared to the Hasbro Marvel Legends, which is the cel-shaded one. In terms of the wideness of torso, again, the MAFEX Cyclops is very wide. In terms of legs, the straps are positioned differently. In terms of this vertical strap on his torso, When Cyclops does a crunch forward, you can see a little bit of gap between the strap, and it does prevent him from crunching completely. Unlike with this new Cyclops from Hasbro Marvel Legends, it is very seamless when he crunch backwards that far, and when he crunch forward that much, there's more range in terms of articulation for the Hasbro Marvel Legends because of this new and improved torso strap of Cyclops. Comparing this with the old Love Triangle 3-pack Cyclops, you can see that the strap doesn't look good when Cyclops crunches forward. Unlike this one, the strap is well hidden since it is actually glued on to the body, or it is molded to the body. Again, this new body mold of the cell shaded ones, the straps are glued on, unlike the old one where it just very loose and you have to glue it if you want it to stay in place. I hope you check out my more animated series review as well. On the back, there is not much of a difference. Again, the straps are on the legs are placed in different spots compared to MAFEX and Hasbro Marvel Legends. In terms of the double jointed elbows, you can see this is the MAFEX double jointed elbows, which is a little bit seamless. The arms does not break, unlike when you do the double jointed elbows for Marvel Legends. You can see there's a break, an obvious break. Again, the range for Hasbro Marvel Legends in terms of articulation is better compared to MAFEX. As you can see here, Marvel Legends can do almost a 90-degree, or the two arms are parallel. Again, in terms of double jointed knees, you can see here Hasbro Marvel Legends wins this battle because of how good his articulation is. But again, it is a very obvious break. Like this one, it's seamless, it's smooth. The knees are smooth. In terms of the swivel, there is no swivel on the upper thigh or lower calf. Here he has a toe articulation and can do very much swivel and hinge that Hasbro Marvel Legends can do. He has a lower calf swivel there. Again, he also has an upper thigh swivel here hidden on the strap. MAFEX doesn't have those types of articulation. Next, we have a bicep swivel here, which is the same as with Hasbro, and he has a butterfly joint here, which Hasbro also has over here. So in terms of articulation, the Hasbro Marvel Legends is definitely better, but MAFEX is more seamless and somewhat a little bit natural to look at. Comparing the torso of Cyclops again, we can see here how wide the MAFEX torso is. It doesn't feel wrong, but it doesn't look right as well. Here we have the two with their visor pressing hands. MAFEX has two and the Marvel Legends has only one. Of course, they are different in terms of mold because we can see the thumb of the Marvel Legends out, unlike the MAFEX one. Here we have from the Love Triangle 3-pack the unmasked head sculpt. Since unlike the MAFEX, this Cyclops does not come with any unmasked head sculpts. Again, the head kinda does not feel right. You can see it sits high. Again, let's try the other head sculpt. from the love triangle tree fact as well. A little bit tight. Again, it sits very high, and from the back you can see the peg. It doesn't feel seamless as you would hope it would be. Here it is side by side with the MAFEX one. I'm not sure which one is better, but I'm leaning toward the MAFEX. Here is the open palm hands. Both MAFEX and Hasbro Marble Legends has two, one for the left and right. MAFEX comes with this smoking visor effect, which is really cool, and an angry head sculpt, unlike the Marble Legends, which doesn't have any expression. It comes with a blast effect here, which you can attach to the visor, and here we have Hasbro Marble Legends without any mutant power again, which is a common theme for Hasbro, not including any mutant power effect. So here we have the slide effect. We can fit it in here, and this is the, I can see just the medium blast effect, optic blast effect, which matches or which rivals the one which MAFEX has a while ago, which is the medium size blast effect. It is different in terms of the finish, because for slide effects it is a full red one. Here is the large blast effect for the MAFEX action figure. Again, Hasbro Marble Legends does not come with any, so luckily we have slide effects here with a large optic blast effect. This is the heavy one, and I had a hard time attaching this to the old Cyclops from the Love Triangle Tree Fact. It kept on falling down, but for this one it fits nice. It fits well like a shoe. No fuss, no falling, whatever you do, it just attaches to it. My final thoughts on the figure, the good. It is the new and improved Vulcan body mold. It is pinless. We have the straps glued on, and his upper torso straps are seamless. The bad, I'm not a fan of the new visor. I don't understand why they needed to change it. The old one was definitely better. A lot of fans complain how they get a weird looking visor just like this one, and it does cause a headache for small businesses like me. Thank you for watching. I hope you check out my other reviews, especially my MAFEX Cyclops review. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and ring the notification bell.